If you're attempting to redeem an Amazon gift card code, but it's giving you an error message when you enter the code, then this video may help you. I'll start with a very common error people make, and that is they grab the wrong code. There can be a lot of different numbers printed on a gift card or a digital receipt. You need to find the one that's called a claim code. If you have a physical gift card, the claim code is not in this section here. You got to disregard all that stuff. Instead, what you have to do is break open the gift card package like this, and pull out the smaller card that's inside. Then you gotta pull off the silver strip that's on the back like this. It says you can scratch it off too, but I suggest you pull it off. And underneath that is the claim code. That's the one you need to redeem on Amazon. If you're getting your code from an email, just know that claim codes contain 14 or 15 digits. That information comes from Amazon itself. It'll typically be a mixture of letters and numbers, and all the letters will be all caps. If you are confident you have located the claim code, then the next thing to think about is whether or not you're entering it in correctly. It's common sense, but hear me out. Some people say that the peel-off sticker on the back of the physical gift card can pull off some of the printed code, so just make sure that didn't happen to you. Mine came off super smoothly, but maybe if your card had been sitting around for years, or maybe it's been sitting in a humid environment or something, perhaps the adhesive on that silver stuff solidifies or something. Regardless, just take a good look at every digit and make sure none of them have been damaged. And also look for digits that you're simply misreading. You could use your phone as a magnifying glass. Just open up your photo app and use your fingers to zoom in on it. And you could take a photo as well. If you have the Amazon app, you have the option to scan the card's code instead of typing it in. This would be a more accurate way of doing it. To get to that option, open up the Amazon app and make sure you're logged in. Then at the bottom, touch the person icon, and then slowly scroll until you come across a button that says Redeem Gift Card. Go ahead and select that. You'll see the Scan Your Claim Code option right there. You may be wondering, do you need to type in the dashes that appear on the card? It's your choice. It'll work either way. I've redeemed them with the dashes and I've redeemed them without the dashes. It's smart enough to know. I will say that you're more likely to type it in accurately if you include the dashes, because it kind of helps keep your eyes on the right spot as you're typing in the code. You should also not type in any spaces. If you're sure you're typing it in correctly, the next thing to consider is that Amazon is having a computer system issue, and they simply cannot process your code at that particular time. It could also be that you've made too many attempts to enter the code and you keep typing it in wrong, so their security systems are giving you a timeout to make sure you're not a hacker trying to guess their way through a code. Yet another scenario is that your code was purchased too recently and it hasn't had enough time to process. So if you purchased that code today, it may take a few hours for Amazon to count it as an active code. I just want to point out, I do not work for Amazon, nor do I have insider knowledge of their computer systems, but it would not hurt if you just wait 24 hours before trying to redeem your code again. That would give time for some of these issues to resolve. If that didn't work, then it's possible that the code never got activated. When you purchase the card at a physical store, the cashier will scan the card, and once you have paid for the transaction, that card becomes activated. The same process happens if you use a self-scan checkout, and a similar process happens if you purchase the card online. Things can go wrong with that process, especially if a human is involved. Have you ever went into a grocery store and bought two of the same item, like a can of peanuts, and you put both items on the belt, and the cashier takes one of those items and scans it twice, and then they just pass both of the items to the back. If you bought 2 gift cards at the same time, they may do that, but that's going to cause an issue. Unlike the Peanuts, each gift card has a different barcode. So if they scanned one card twice and they didn't scan the second one at all, then that second card did not get activated. And you're going to be walking out of the store with a card that works and a card that doesn't work. If you think this has happened, contact the store that you bought it at. They may have a way to confirm if you have an unactivated card, and perhaps they can correct the mistake. This next thing is for those of you who are getting an error that mentions something about a wrong region. Your code can only be redeemed in the same region in which it was purchased. If it was purchased in Canada, then you have to go to the Amazon.ca site to redeem it. In the UK, it's called Amazon.co.uk. In America, it's simply called Amazon.com. The list goes on and on. There's a lot of different country-specific Amazon sites. The fine print on the card or with the digital receipt will specify the specific site that you need to go to. Just to give you an example, if you have a parent that lives in Canada and they bought the card in Canada and they gave it to you, you need to go to Amazon.ca, and you will also need to have a Canadian account. There's no way to transfer funds from one account to another. If you got an error message that says this card has already been applied to your account or something similar, then you or somebody else has already redeemed it. Perhaps a family member did it. On the Amazon website, you can view a history of card redemption by signing in, then hovering above Accounts and Lists and clicking Account, then click Gift Cards. And there you can see a history. That same history is also available on the Amazon app on your phone. Click the little person at the bottom, scroll down to the section that says Gift Card Balance, and select Manage out to the right. If nothing in this video has helped you so far, you may need to seriously consider whether or not you got scammed in some way. One thing that happens with the physical cards is that a scammer will come into the store and open up the packaging for the card and remove the silver strip and record the code. Then they set it back on the shelf. Now they cannot use that code because it hasn't been activated yet. But what they'll do is enter that code into some kind of computer program, and they'll have a bot continuously check to see if the code has been activated yet. So if you or someone else buys that card from that store and they go to the checkout and complete the process there, this scammer will be notified that the code has been activated and they will redeem it maybe before you even get home to use it yourself. The bottom line is, if you got a card that looks like it was tampered with before you bought it, you likely have been scammed. There's also scammers who sell fake codes on the internet, or they may actually sell fake Amazon gift cards at some shady flea market or something. So if you or the person who gifted it to you bought the gift card from some shady website or a shady place, be very suspicious about it. Also note, you should never be entering the code through a site that's not an official Amazon site. Such sites may simply be set up to steal your code. If you think you've been scammed, contact Amazon. I don't know how much they're going to be able to help you, but they do have a Contact Us section, and there's a note on their site to use that if you think you've been scammed. I'll put a link to that Contact Us section in the description of this video. Just know I grabbed that from the official US site, so if you're outside the US, I'm not sure if you can use that same link to help with your situation. Let me know in the comments if this video was helpful. If it wasn't, say something as well, because one of the other viewers may have some advice for you. Thank you for watching the video.